Report, or TLDR for short, your daily dose of not just the news, but answers that you can use, like an answer to the question, Chris, didn't you already record and stream TLDR today? Yes, as a matter of fact, I did. Maybe you're looking for an answer to the question. Chris, why aren't you brightened up right now? Well, the answer to that question is normally I would be, but apparently the batteries on my LED bank have decided to die, so they need to be recharged, much like myself. A second cup of coffee would sound fantastic, would it not? I'm talking to two groups of people right now doing this video live onto YouTube, or of course it'll be saved as the podcast on SoundCloud. You can subscribe there. Normally for TLDR, we stream every weekday. You can tune in. That's just another one of the bonuses you get if you're one of the patrons, aka Supernomies. Head over to chrispirillo.com for more information. Today for TLDR, it kind of went sideways, and I wanted to do it again, and I wanted to experiment. You likely know that I stream on Periscope at least once a day, sometimes even more than once a day, and I like interacting. I think that's the beauty of Periscope. So the reason I'm looking down and up at the same time is because I am streaming on Periscope right now, and I'm also streaming on YouTube right now. So here's the experiment. I'm doing an AMA because it's Monday, and I'm going to take questions from the people who are watching Periscope right now, my Periscope account. And thank you for all the hearts, by the way. You tap the screen on Periscope to give hearts. I'm over 1 million hearts now. I think that's a lot. And then on YouTube, well, you can like the video. But the patrons have access to the YouTube live video. They'll get priority if they do have questions during this broadcast. Everybody else will get their questions answered, but it's a nice mix between the two. So that way I know who my patrons are and who the other people in my community are. My regular old nomies and my super nomies, I love you all. So, why is TLDR going to be live for everybody this week? It's largely because of a sponsor. That's right, we don't have a sponsor every week, but we do have a sponsor for this week, and you should take advantage of the offer that they have. There's a sponsor right there. Can you see it? littlebits.com/LockerGnome. littlebits.com/LockerGnome. That's where you can save some money on your first kit, and with that kit, you can build all sorts of things. It's a great starter set of little components that, when put together, create something that otherwise is not as easily created. And the easiest way to show you is to show you. Of course, you should head over to the link in the description. If you're looking on a media page, it is there, or littlebits.com/Chris Pirillo. I put together 3 components today. I've got the power unit, I've got a slider unit, and then on the other end, a unit that's basically powering or potentially powering the EL wire. Now, on their own, they don't do much. Like a slider on its own, it's just an average slider. It's not a big deal. You put it with the EL wire, and, well, suddenly you might have something, but it needs power. So you connect all these things through magic of magnets. Magnets, how do they work? Then, what we are going to do first, as it snaps off, this was really not built to hold so much as just place on a board, but it's a little difficult to manage with a board since I don't have one right now. There we go. I got to hold on to the 9-volt battery, powered by a battery. This set comes with 18-bit modules that can be configured a variety of ways with a recipe booklet. So I'm going to turn it on. Now, to the trained eye, the EL wire started to glow ever so slightly, but not very brightly. So what I'm going to do is move that slider up. Now the EL wire is glowing green. Like very, very, very green. And I love EL wire. I love anything that glows. Reminds me of Tron. So there I went, and I slid it all the way down, not glowing. All the way up, it's glowing. Up and down, and 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 left, right, BA start. And I've created something that I could put anywhere. I could put this series of modules anywhere, or I can just, continue to experiment. This is nothing like the electronics kits that I had when I was growing up. Like everything I had, must have adult supervision with the soldering iron. That was our electronics kits. This is not, anybody can play with it, although it's recommended ages 8 to infinity and beyond. So I am a perfect audience for this because I don't know that much about electronics or hardware, and this is a lot of fun. It could very well get anybody into advanced computing, advanced circuitry, advanced anything, really. And it's very, very simple, and it's available to you, littlebits.com/LockerGnome for more information. Okay, now on to the things that I need to tell you before I go into the AMA, because as the title might suggest, we've got a braided 10-foot MFi-Certified lightning cable at 33% off at deals.lockergnome.com. Dive into Python, a free 328-page ebook for free. Of course, that's why I said it was free. A KeySmart 2.0 compact key organizer, 26% off at deals.lockergnome.com, and the triple Fitbit giveaway at deals.lockergnome.com. On the patron site, earlier I posted a what is a PC and what isn't a PC, and this post will inevitably go on Pirillo.com, which I kind of rebooted recently. You can take a look at the site if you want. You can sign up for email updates there. It's going to be a very op-ed-centric blog of mine. I'm optimizing it for the iOS 9 news app that you can subscribe to, and it's got its own RSS feed. It's very, very high thinking. It's not going to be just news. It's like specifically my analysis, my insight, my intelligence that I want to, suggest on top of the news instead of just seeing the news, thinking a little bit deeper than the news. It's going to be a place for my think pieces. The patrons will get access to the exclusives before they ended up rolling out to the public. So they get a sneak peek, effectively. Happy to do that, although I'm not a CSS master. I'm still looking for someone who can help me tweak the CSS for the website, because it's not much needs to be done. I want to change a couple of things, like a nip and tuck. But for the most part, the layout is working fine. It's just the font is not that great, and a few other things that I could probably trip through. It's just that I know I'm not a master when it comes to CSS. Okay, so let's see here. I'm looking at the questions, and apparently that's the thing with the Periscope. Sometimes it's difficult to catch a live question after it's scrolled off. YouTube, it's a little easier to track. So Anthony Reds asks, what are your thoughts on E3? I have not seen everything. But, I haven't tuned into any of the streams, but I have, however, seen the Twitter streams, and Microsoft really made some waves, by announcing a few things in relation to the Xbox. This is one of the posts that I actually made public on Pirillo.com earlier today, talking specifically to the point of backward compatibility that they announced with the Xbox One. There's a reason that I think Microsoft waited so long to announce support for backward compatibility, and one of those reasons is I don't think they wanted to have backward compatibility from the beginning. I really don't think that was a goal, but they quickly realized they needed to do something, and that's exactly what they did. The other thing that I was excited to see from E3, just myself, and by the way, I don't have an Xbox One or a PS4 or a Wii. I don't have any current gen consoles. This might convince me to actually get the Xbox One, though, to tell you the truth. Not that I have a lot of games that require backwards compatibility or anything, but it's just one of those things that I need to do, because people like games. And I play classic games, and I play retro games, but that's about it. I'm trying to figure out how to, stream them more easily from my console, and I haven't come up with the answer yet. I may be experimenting with a live stream of playing Crossy Road later, since E3 is happening. That will be happening in my LockerGnome YouTube channel for everybody to watch. I just don't know if I have the rights to stream the game. That's my biggest question. In fact, that was when I tweeted the Star Wars Battlefront footage, and I guess that was taken on the PS4. Beautiful footage. I mean, I was really getting excited. This is coming from me, not someone who gets excited about games, but it's Star Wars. I'm like, whoa! So, I want to stream a Star Wars Battlefront gameplay, well, especially when I play it. Pray that I don't die. But the problem is, I don't know if I've got the rights to do it. I don't have the license for the games, the sounds, anything. So I can't easily stream those games because I don't have the rights to it. So I want to make sure I've dotted the P's and crossed the Q's. Hang on, minded the P's and Q's. I was getting a progress update from my my Apple Watch just then. It's saying, "Get off your butt, you lazy." Yeah, no, I didn't program it. It didn't say that. That's not really what it says. Will Xbox Ones be able to do online play with the 360? That I don't know. I think it's just gameplay. I don't know if it's the same Xbox Live experience. I haven't read that deeply into it, but I can tell you that there will be a way to bring at least a certain amount of PC mods to the Xbox, and a better connectivity between the Xbox One and Windows 10. For the best Xbox experience, I would strongly believe that it would be the Xbox One, not necessarily the Xbox One and the 360. It would just be primarily the Xbox One, because that's what Microsoft has as its flagship. Ben's Fan Club asks, do you ever do a Lego minifig giveaway? No, not really. I don't really like doing a lot of giveaways, if only because they tend to elevate and give bonuses to people who aren't necessarily a part of your community. So giving away something has value. But the people who tend to go to giveaways or subscribe to giveaways or for giveaways, they don't care about anything but the giveaway. And that's just not valuable at all. I don't want those people necessarily. I want people subscribed to the content because they want the content, not because they want a giveaway. So I tend to avoid giveaways because the people who quote-unquote win end up being typically people who I mean, everyone deserves to win, but they're not the people that you should be rewarding, and you should be rewarding your community. So I'd rather just give good content to my general community. James Pat 6 asks, "What are your thoughts on iOS 9?" Shared those in a video last week. It was a patron exclusive, however. I've shared thoughts here and there throughout the TLDR podcasts though, so you can listen to those. Will you do a vlogger fair in another country? I would consider it. I would like to do vlogger fair beyond Seattle. I don't know anything about franchising events at all, but it is a very distinct possibility that it could happen. I just don't know how to make it happen. I don't have that much of a team. I've got a great team. It's a very small team, but it's a team that's able to execute on what we're able to do this year. GnomeDex, by and large, is probably going to pay for both of the events, and I'm very grateful for that. And if we can nail down what happens one time a year, and we know there's an opportunity elsewhere, and we have enough support elsewhere, then yeah, it's a possibility that we could bring it to another country. That was my vision. I mean, it's a long vision. It's a long ways away, but I was never able to do that with the original GnomeDex, so it didn't happen, and we have no immediate plans in Vlogger Fair. Someone asked something about where would my life be if there wasn't YouTube. It'd probably be in roughly the same place, I would say, because I was able to do the things that I was doing with or without YouTube. YouTube is a great extension, a great way of connecting with other people, a great way of getting the word out there. But you might remember I was doing video long before YouTube was around, so I'd still be doing the same thing without YouTube. I'm very happy to say that. What is a good battery case for an iPhone 6? I don't know. There's so many of them, honestly. And as I get them, I will feature them, usually in a TLDR broadcast. If not within one of the daily Pirillo vlogs. Sometimes that happens. Today, in the Pirillo vlog, I'm very happy to say, Steve Mannering sent Guardians of the Galaxy, the Blu-ray, digital HD. Can't wait to watch this again. Or I can't wait for Diana to experience this for the first time. So excited about that. Steve also sent the Infinity Gauntlet miniseries. I will be reading this, if only to better prepare myself for what's about to come. Assuming that the movie or what happens with the entire story around Infinity Gauntlet stays somewhat true to this particular miniseries. I'm still excited to read it because A, it was a gift. B, it was a comic I haven't read yet. C, I really enjoy a lot of the MCU. I've also received today my latest issue of Darth Vader 006. Very happy to read this, of course, because I collect Darth Vader things. Love the advertisements in Star Wars comics. But I really like the story arc and where it's going with Darth Vader right now, and I hope it does continue. Unlike some of the other series, Princess Leia, I guess, is going to be stopping at some point in the near future. Aaron Westendorp asks, "So sorry, but explain again why the iOS 9 News app is a game changer. I mean, this isn't what RSS feeds did, or am I missing something?" Aaron Westendorp, that's a fantastic question, and I am going to point you to Pirillo.com because I did blog this, talking about the iOS News app and why things weren't. It's based on an old concept, but Apple's taking a completely and radically different approach. In fact, didn't I cover this in the Friday AMA? I may have. If not, I know I wrote about it, not at length, but certainly explained the situation very, very clearly. So a TLDR version of that perspective, and I absolutely recommend that you read it. Again, Pirillo.com. The idea of this being baked into iOS is a big deal unto its own, or unto itself. And this is something I think I even tweeted. So iOS 9, new update. But iOS 9, in conjunction with some of the updates that are coming with it, news, plus content filtering, plus Apple's plan with the News app, they're planning on hiring news editors, actual editors, human editors. The thing is that content filtering is the big deal. That is the linchpin to the News app. Because now you'll be able to block ads on the iOS experience, wholesale, minus the News app. Because you'll be able to, Apple's been very transparent and said, hey, we'll give you a percentage if we sell the ads and we get a percentage, or you get 100% if you sell it on your own. So Apple's being very transparent in terms of how they intend on engaging the audience with iOS 9's News app. That's a big deal. For news publishers who have to suffer through morons who block ads, and I'm sorry, if you block ads, I'm going to call you a moron. Because you're unfortunately cheating the publisher. You're cheating the content creator that you allege to support. Unless, the only exception to that rule, the only thing that doesn't make you a moron in that sense is if you do take the extra step to support the creator in some way, shape, or form beyond blocking ads. AKA, you support like an ongoing crowdfunding campaign. It's one of the reasons I set up Patreon, because I just got tired of people blocking ads. I was like, all right, well, then block ads if you want, but don't be a moron. Become a patron. That's the best way I can frame it right now. It hurts when I see a lot of legitimate publishers and people who are obeying the rules and doing well and doing great content be hurt by people who don't understand that they're getting content, but they're siphoning it like a parasite. And that's not healthy for the entire ecosystem. If you want good content creators, if you want content creators to do what they are going to do, you have to support them. You have to support them. And it's more than just paying attention to what they do. You don't block ads, or if you're going to block ads, support them in another way. So this is a way, the iOS 9 news app is a way for publishers to get around the idea of people blocking ads, because you can't necessarily block ads within the iOS 9 news experience. Apple's controlling that. So I'm thinking, okay, well now suddenly it makes sense for me to be able to blog. That's why I've basically kicked up the blog on Pirillo.com, because I can actually cover it. I know I'm not going to worry about people blocking ads. That's not how I'm going to do it. I'm basically going to optimize that blog for iOS 9 in the news app. So a lot of the stories are probably going to be about Apple or consumer technology in general. So that's how I feel. So questions keep rolling in from both Periscope and YouTube. Chris A asks, what are your thoughts on the cloud? I think it's the internet. I think that's what the cloud is. Someone asked, will you see Jurassic World? The answer is yes. I'll see just about every movie, but I'm not going to necessarily spend money to see it in the theater. It's not that I wouldn't mind. It's just that it kind of adds up, and especially if it's more than just you, and you've got to cover yourself, your significant other, potentially a child, and food, and it just gets very, very expensive. And I just assume wait until the movie's available to either play back on one of the subscription services or available on discs, because I've got something, physical here, and I can watch it anytime. And this movie, even though I didn't get it, it was a gift, this movie would have cost just as much as having seen it in the theater, if not less than what it would have cost to see it in the theater with 2 or more people. So that to me is, I'll wait. And Jurassic World's probably going to be the same thing. I know, bigger screen, better speakers and everything, but I'll wait. Unless it's Star Wars. Star Wars is the exception to the rule there. Matt Palmer, is Star Wars Battlefront enough to make you buy a console? Matt, it is. It really is. The PS4 footage looked outstanding. Like, I was like, whoa, especially the end. No spoilers, but man, I was like, whoa, no way. It was good. But I would be leaning more towards that Xbox One, if only because of the interoperability with Windows 10, as well as, I like Microsoft's approach to the ecosystem by and large. Not to say that Sony's been, bad. It's just I've been happy with my Xbox 360s. I was happy with my PSP back in the day, but I still don't know if Sony's nailed the online experience. Not that I do a lot of online game playing, but I do live in the Seattle area, and I've known people who've worked with the Xbox ecosystem before. Both ecosystems really. So I would be inclined to play a Battlefront. I'd be inclined to do this. I'd be inclined to get an Xbox One here in the workshop and play and stream if I can figure out. I think you can Twitch live from it somehow. I'm not sure exactly. I've never looked into it too deeply, so that's how I've gone. Tristan asks, have you seen Age of Ultron? You haven't seen the vlog, have you? You should have seen the vlog. That's the answer to your question. Okay, so spoiler alert. Yes, I've seen it. If you want the review, you should watch the vlog, because I watched it. I saw it with my dad. What are your thoughts on Watch OS 2, which is a horrible name for people who remember IBM's OS 2? Warp. I remember when there was a big war between OS 2 and Windows. Boy, those were the days. So I never ran OS 2. I played around in OS 2 on a computer at university, but the Watch OS 2, that's what they're calling it, and it's a lowercase watch and then OS 2. It looks good. It looks like incremental improvements. Hopefully it'll make the watch even more valuable. And that's the beauty of having software that allows you to have a better hardware experience. And I think that for the most part, they're adding what they need to add. I think what do they call they're the not mini apps, but the little not distractions. Oh God, what are they called? It sounds like a horrible complications. Distractions. Complications. Sound like fun if there are good complications out there, and they're putting that in the hands of the developers. I'll finally be able to craft my own Darth Vader watch face too. That's probably got me the most excited. I've got a Darth Vader digital watch. I'm happy. Mystic Beauty asks, how do you feel about Jedi becoming mobile soon? I'm a little nervous. We haven't really gone through and child-proofed a lot. We'll need to. She hasn't really crawled. I don't think she's going to crawl, honestly. And that's fine. It's normal, I guess, for babies not to crawl. I think she's just going to start walking. Honestly, I don't think she's going to crawl. So she's just going straight into walking. She's ready. She's got the strength. We've held her up on her own. Wait until you see her in the vlog. She is standing on her own. Is Jedi's name really Jedi? Yes. I think, didn't you set up a link where people can get the explanation so that I don't have to waste my breath explaining it over and over and over again? It's like, this is one of those questions that I get asked every day. Yeah. Oh, someone's watched a lot of the vlogs that I've done. Well, thank you. And thank you for all the heart taps. I appreciate those as well. It's like a love tap. Can we call those love taps? The hearts on Periscope, love tap. Love tap, baby, love tap. And see, the funny thing about Periscope is that people jump in midstream. So someone's asking me a question that I answered like 5 minutes ago if I'm going to see Jurassic World. If you want to know what life is like for Chris Pirillo, jump into Periscope once, every day for a month and see how frequently you get asked the same question. That is my life. So you do your best to adjust and hope that people want to continue to ask me questions. So I'm very happy to continue to answer them so long as people continue to ask. Love taps are good. How often are you spotted? That is a fantastic question. Not one that I answer frequently, but there have been times that just randomly I'll be out and about and someone will say, "Oh, I recognize you." I've been recognized a lot while shopping. That's kind of fun in the Seattle area. I've never been more recognized at any event than Star Wars Celebration. That was a lot of fun. And I was surprised because a lot of people recognize me for the tech stuff that I've done or the YouTube stuff that I've done. Though I have not launched my Star Wars channel. I'm getting closer to it. And I'm thinking it's going to be... Liz kind of gave me proper expectations. I'm going to basically be doing a weekly Star Wars vlog in a dedicated Star Wars channel. That's my... And it'll be like vlog style, like I do my vlog, but it'll be Star Wars centric outright. So people recognize me more at a Star Wars event than any other event I've been to. Any other event. And it was honestly surprising for me. That was absolutely shocking because I would be expecting the opposite. I would be expected not to be recognized there. But a lot of geeks like Star Wars, and I'm not the only one. There are millions of us out there, and I'm sure that's only going to accelerate over time, which I'm quite happy about. Go.tagjag.com/Jedi name. That's the link you can go to for the explanation of her name and what it means. She means a lot to us. She is my sweetheart. What are your plans for this 4th of July? I don't know if I have a lot of plans. I have some Lego to give away. Do you want it, Chris? Dude, I'll take any Lego bricks. Although, honestly, I'm more of a Lego minifigure fan. I mean, the bricks, but minifigures? Oh, yeah, I'm down. No plans for the 4th of July. Outright. I think we're going to be very, very careful with any kind of sparkler or anything that we ignite, if only because Jedi is not ready for that at all. So we don't need that to celebrate. Last thing I need to do is to accidentally have something happen like last year. Remember the vlog last year when Diana saw the moth? That's all I'm going to say, and then you're going to have to watch. I can't even tell you what vlog number that was, but I know it was in my classic channel at this point. Zimb asks, try any new beer? Not really, not lately. I haven't found any that have really jumped out at me. I haven't been to a local store where they get a lot of new ones in. I've been pretty happy with the Elysian Dragons 2 Stout, if only because it's the most affordable out there for the type of beer that I like, and it's readily available, and I like the flavor. It tends to be my Game of Thrones beer, but now that Game of Thrones is over, and no spoilers for the season finale, but man, some of it shocked me. I gotta admit, I'm like, whoa, but I wasn't surprised at the end. I really wasn't. I mean, I know a lot of people were kind of like, what? But it got to the end, I was like, whoa. Oh, it's happening. But is it really happening? Everything that happened around the character that something happened to at the end of the episode, no spoilers here, things were leading up to it. I mean, it wasn't like, oh my god, this is a shock. It really wasn't a shock. It genuinely was not a shock. There were a few shockers, but I felt like it was the whole episode was like, giving me I hesitate to say it, but I wanted more. Like, they were causing me to ask more questions, not necessarily answering questions. So it's just driving me mad. I can't wait. It was a good season ender. But now I gotta wait a full year before the next Game of Thrones. So I'm very, very excited for that. How did I get to Game of Thrones? Oh yes, the beer. Because I drink beer when I watch Game of Thrones. What else are you gonna do? when you watch Game of Thrones. So I don't know how all this worked as a Periscope / YouTube video. Let me know what you think. And, if we would want to do it again, we can do it again. It's easy enough to do. I think that, it's fun to interact with people no matter when, where, how. And I'm always into trying new types of models. We do have a patron that has asked the question. This is from Jose Aviation. What are some pieces of tech that you can't be without when you travel? This is going to be the final question, I think, maybe, unless I see another good one. It's not really a piece of tech, but it's something that I think is crucial. I mean, not just, batteries, extra batteries, battery packs, yes. Cables, yes, that's a given. I travel light. I tend not to, even at home, I don't have a lot of tech, because I don't want to manage it. Tech support is not the thing that, I get to support more tech that doesn't work very well. Woohoo. My Scotty vest. It's not tech, but tech went into it, engineering it, like 47 pockets. I call it my daddy vest because it's got like 47 pockets. You can carry anything in these pockets. I love the daddy vest. Doesn't work very well in the summer months, but even when I travel, when it's warmer out, I still like wearing the Scotty vest, if only because I have everything on me at one of the pockets, and it's easy. I'll walk around convention floors with it. I think I walked around, did I do it at Star Wars Celebration? I'd have to watch those vlogs. I'm not sure if I did or not. Thank you once again for all the, I was going to say thaps, love taps on Periscope. Tap, 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 tap. Like some people they tap once. Like you can do until your finger falls off. YouTube, you can tap once to give it a like. Thank you again for your attention. Thanks again to littlebits.com for their support this week to make every TLDR live, quote-unquote live or public for everybody. Thank you for interacting with us on a daily basis. Thank you for supporting us in whatever ways that you see fit. Patrons get tons of bonuses. We had the hangout earlier today, so you got even more time with me, and I'm constantly thinking of other patron bonuses, like now I'm adding the blog posts that, I will be posting publicly at some point to give a preview of my, I believe, value in the grand scheme of things. Always looking to give more to the people who give me more. So thanks again for your support. But at this point, I'm going to leave you and you to your own devices.